Hey y'all, it's Leslie with Fat Cat Flossing. I'm back for another episode of The Crazy. This is Tucker. I'll talk more about him in a second. Today is Monday, April 17th, and welcome back, or welcome if it's your first time visiting. I'm so glad you're here. This is my channel, 99% about cross stitch, a little bit about my crazy catty and now puppy filled life, and mostly about my crafts. Which 99% of which is cross stitch. But I will talk about Tucker because I have been showing him off incessantly on, if you're following me on Instagram or Facebook, you probably are sick and tired of Tucker pictures, but here he is. Steve and I drove up on Good Friday to Northeast Arkansas because he wanted to go to an antique store there. He collects NASCAR memorabilia. Oh, it's a hard life, isn't it, baby boy? Anyway, years ago, I had a Newfoundland dog, and he was the best dog I have ever had. I think I got Mackie in 2000, and he passed away in 2010. He was almost 10 years old. Newfies don't live long lives, like most large dogs. And he was a large dog. At his heaviest, he was about 170 pounds, and he was a 170-pound mama's baby. And my financial situation's a little different these days than it was then, and they're a lot more expensive now than they were in 2000. But $3,000 to $4,000 for a Newfoundland puppy just is not in our budget. But we happened to find a doodle breeder, and doodles are dogs that are half poodle and half whatever other breed. And this lady has Newfie doodles. So Tucker is half Newfoundland and half standard poodle, and all sweetness. So the potty training and the getting up all night is about to kill me, but I love him to pieces. He's very sleepy right now. He had to run around the yard a little while, and I apologize. He's dirty. He needs another bath. He's really black and white, not black and yellow. But he is just as sweet as he can be. And I'm hoping he's going to have the Newfie personality, which is very laid back. They make wonderful family dogs, even though they're big and look intimidating. They're just big old sweet goofballs. And I think so far we're on track for that. But he's about 10 pounds now at 8 weeks old. He turned 8 weeks old yesterday. And I've had him for, Friday was a week. So he's at his first puppy visit, he weighed 8 pounds. I think he's probably up to 10 pounds now because I can tell he's grown significantly. And probably he will top out at around 80 pounds is about the usual for them. But here's my Tucker, my little Tucky Poo. And he is just as sweet as he can be, even though he's making me seriously sleep deprived. He's so tired. It's hard life being a puppy dog. Aw. Yeah, let me put him down and then we'll actually talk about cross stitch. You want to get in your bed, baby? There you go. Let me sleep down here with Mama. There's a cat bed under my desk that he loves to snuggle up in. He's about outgrown that. He's hanging over both ends right now, but it'll do for now. So let's talk stitching. There's really not anything else exciting in my life going on other than the new puppy. Oh, one thing though, I do want to say a sincere thank you. I put out a rant on FlossTube last Monday because when I posted my whip parade, some arse hat commented negatively about me being a cat breeder. And I didn't much appreciate it, and I had my say, which is typically what I do because shy and retiring I'm not. But anyway, thank you all so much to everybody who was so supportive and so kind and meant the world to me. Thank you so much. Okay, now we're going to talk about cross stitch. My first finish, I have to show you this way because I gave it away. This is a Rejoice Evermore from Brenda Gervais, and I stitched this like it was my job for my son's wedding and personalized it for he and Claudia. He told me on, I think, November 17th or 18th that they were getting married in March. Her parents, Claudia is Hungarian, and her parents were here from Hungary. So they wanted to get married while her parents were here. And so they got married on March 24th. So for 5 weeks, I stitched like it was my job. and I got it done 3 days before the wedding, but I got it done. So this is what it looked like when it was laced and pinned. I didn't get it framed before I went to Florida because it wouldn't fit in my luggage, in my carry-on. And I was flying cheap, so that's all I had was carry-on. So it had to fit in there, so I did not get it framed, but I did get it pinned and laced for them. It is 1/2 on 40 count Picture This Plus fresco. And it's miscellaneous silks from my stash. These were my silks. And I just pulled what I thought looked similar to what was on the pattern. So none of the call for, but I am very, very happy with how it came out. I did make several changes, a couple on purpose, a couple because I was an idiot. There's an error in my border, but if you don't know, you won't know, and I'm not telling. I put their names at the bottom, and it has the date they got married, March 24th, and then United in Love. And then I changed the Rejoice Evermore here. Oops. That was not what I planned to do. Well, there we go. Fumble fingered. Anyway, I changed Rejoice Evermore to where it was all on one line. And I liked how that came out. I changed the colors a little bit. My daughter-in-law loves pink, so I emphasized the pink a little bit. But I was very happy with how it came out, and hopefully they like it. I hate that I didn't get it framed for them, but that was the only way I could get it to Florida. And I wanted to take it with me instead of mailing it. So that was my big finish. I did have a couple of other finishes since we last visited, or my last one was Whip Parade, so I didn't talk about my finishes there. But before I decided I had to stitch monogamously, not my favorite, I did have a couple of other finishes. The first of them was Garden Faire from Annie Beez Folk Art, which I love, love, love. I like everything Annie Beez does. And this was, where'd my board go? This was 1/2 on 36 count Picture This Plus fresco. My board's a little big, but we're just gonna make do. And there she is. There are also multiple personalizations in this. Like, for some reason, my lady ended up 1 stitch narrower than what she was supposed to be. So I had to change where her neck and her head were to make her head and neck centered on her body, which was 1 stitch too narrow. But I think it looks okay. I just stitched on the off thread, so it's not exactly centered with everything else, but it's centered on her body, and I think that was more important. And I'm very happy with how this came out. I think this will probably be I'll probably finish this as a pillow. But I think it's super cute, and I loved it to pieces. And I used, again, 36 count Picture This Plus fresco, miscellaneous. I think there's a couple of the call for in there. Then I used some DMC and just pulled from my stash. And this one will be a giveaway today. So there's that one. And then I also did something, the project bag that it's in. God knows what. Well, somewhere here, there it is. I have another finish. I started this, I don't know, probably 3 years ago or so. Back before I really started keeping track of that. This is Stitch or Die from Heartstring Samplery, and I won this as a giveaway from Erin of Two Martini Stitcher. I think it was her 1,000 subscriber giveaway. Super cute little pin cushion. And she kitted it up with the call for, which was, pretty sure this is 32 count Zweigart Platinum Belfast. And it's stitched with all the call for flosses because Erin was kind enough to include them. I didn't like the phrase stitch or die, so I changed that to stitch or be kind. And I made the little kitty there a pointed kitty like a Berman instead of a little brown kitty like he was on the pattern. And this also, I plan to finish as a little pillow. Very happy with how that came out. And it's also 1/2 because I hate stitching with 2 threads. And that's 32 count, and I think it looks fine. Fine enough for me anyway. So this will also be a giveaway. Pardon me. It's spring in Arkansas. Everything's blooming. Need I say more? So that was that. And then I had another fairly large finish. This is the Day from Plum Street Samplers, and this was also a mania start for me last year, and I love it. I love that big pink brick house and the flower urn with all the pink flowers. Love it, and love celebrating the day our Lord was born. So there's my finish. This is 40 count vintage country mocha. Boy, I'm crooked here. 40 count vintage country mocha with probably 90% of the call for flosses. Sorry, I didn't iron. You know me, I'm just lazy. I'm trying to prop my arm up because it hurts to hold it up. Anyway, 1/2 40 count vintage country mocha, mostly call for flosses. I made a couple of changes in that I left out some of the little doodads that were scattered around the pattern because I just didn't think it needed them. And I think I maybe changed something else, but quite frankly, I don't remember what it was. I will warn anybody who is stitching this, those 3 lines of the border or whatever, don't line up on the pattern. One of them is a stitch either right or left. I forget which way. And I did change mine to where they all line up because otherwise it would make me crazy when I was trying to stretch it to frame it. So super happy with that. I think it's really, really pretty. And I love how it came out. Mostly call for flosses, which include a lot of DMCs. So, and this one will also be a giveaway today. Because the more that goes out of my house, the better, because I got a big mess. I had a little bit of work on a couple of other things. Another Plum Street Samplers. This is Yellow Polka Dot Bikweenie. And this is a gift for my sister-in-law, Tammy. Not that I've been in any hurry to get it to her, because I think I started this probably 2 years ago. This is 40 count. I believe it's mocha. And that's where I am on it. You see where I left off stitching on this little boy dog's butt. Got the yellow bikini done though. I have an error here. I started the dog based on where I put the nose. I put the nose 2 or 3 rows too low. By the time I figured it out, I had the whole dog stitched and I wasn't going to rip it out. So I just added 3 lines of white to the base of that fire hydrant and moved everything down on this side, and it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It's fine. Miscellaneous cotton flosses, probably none of the call for, or not very many anyway, because I see a whole lot of color and cotton in here. Sorry, I have FlossTube itchy nose. If you wonder why I'm going fast, it's because I was 15 minutes into doing this and my phone just went bloop and laid down and died. So we're doing it for the 2nd time. And then this one is a plethora of acronyms. It's been a whip, a new start, a start and finish, a SAF, all of those things. So I guess before I show it, I should talk about it a little bit. About, I think 4 years ago, but it might have been 5, but I think 4. I started, Emily C. had a birthday sal, which was Goat Load from Plum Street Samplers. And I stitched that and finished it as part of her birthday sal. But I had decided I was going to stitch multiple of them together. So at some point over the last 3 or 4 years, I also started and finished Henpeck. And then I did Sheep Heap. And then about 10 days, 2 weeks ago, I started Cow-Pile. And I actually finished Cow-Pile. And then I think, where's the other one? I think I showed the wrong one. This is She Peep, which I had also finished previously. And then I think Friday night I started Snort Stack. So here's where I am. The whole board thing is very clumsy for me, in case you hadn't noticed. But here's where I am. There's my 4 finishes and my start on the 5th one, and then that will be probably the last one that I do. But I like all my little animals. So starting from the right over here, this is She Peep, and then Hen Peck, and then Goat Load, Cow-Pile, and on the end there will be Snort Stack. This is 36 count honey from Hand Dyed Happiness. She was on Etsy. I do not believe she any longer has an Etsy store, but this is lovely linen. If you happen to find any of her linen, I really recommend it. If I could find more, I would buy it. But really like how that's looking. And I plan to stitch until I get done with this, if I can keep my nose on the grindstone. And that, oh, here's my big fat wad of miscellaneous flosses. Mostly Victorian motto, but some other miscellaneous crap thrown in. Anyway, I'm very happy with where that is. And I plan to work on it until it's done, because that'll be one more out of my whip pile that's been around for a long time. And that's all that I have worked on since last we chatted. I do have some plans. Let me arrange a little bit. Oh, sorry, Tucky. I do have some plans. In the latest issue of, let's see if I can do this without showing the pattern. By the way, I strongly recommend this magazine. It has lots of fun things in it. This is the spring issue of Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. And in it is a pattern by Lucy Beam called, I think it's Friends Are Flowers. And I'm planning on doing this for my friend Charlotte. That's probably going to be the next thing I start, assuming I can finish Snort Stack before I jump ship there. I have it kitted up. This is, I believe that this is 32 count red pear from Weeks Dye Works. It is the old Weeks, which means it's very flimsy. It's a very open weave, as you can tell looking through it. I have none of the call for flosses pulled for it. Charlotte likes purple, so I'm changing the color of the flowers to be kind of purpley. But that's my next planned start. And her birthday is in July, a week after mine, so I will need to get that started fairly toot sweet here. And then the other thing I have planned to start, you know me, I make a lot of plans, and who knows if I follow through or not. These are blue work pears from Annie Beez. This was a market release and part of my market haul. Love them. I also have the pattern for red work pears, which I have pulled a couple of different linens. Not that I can tell you what they are. This is 40 count Mocha Beige from XG Designs. And this is a 40 count miscellaneous something or other that was in my stash. And I have several silks pulled. I don't know which one of the reds and which one's the blues I will be working on, but I do plan to start one of those pairs fairly soon. You know, I talk big, but who knows when I get it done. So that's what I've been working on. That's my plans. Excuse me while I get a drink. The other thing I've been apparently fairly busy doing is buying stuff. I have not been good. Now, again, it was towards the end of January, I think, the last time I did a video that showed haul. So almost 2 months, and Market was in there. But I do have a substantial amount of stuff to show you. Just from Amazon, little, they're meant to be key tags, but I like to stick them on my project bags with the name of the project. Just makes it easier to find. So got some of those. I think they're about $3 for 100 of them from Amazon. Some Grow Grain ribbon. These are Pioneer Woman ribbons. I just thought they were really pretty. I love floral stuff. I like Pioneer Woman stuff. Found those at Walmart. When I was at Joann's for something else, I've slept since then and I don't remember what for. But I was at Joann's and found this really, really cute kitty cat fabric, and it spoke to me and told me that it needed to come home with me. So I've got some of that. I've got one contrast for the top, another contrast for the inside. I will probably make several of these and sell a couple of them if anybody is interested in them. It'll probably be a couple weeks before I get to sewing. I've got kittens due, and I plan to starting tomorrow, I have to scrub my kitten room from top to bottom. I haven't had anybody in there. The last of my kittens went home the end of January. So while it's empty and before I have new babies in it, I plan to take everything out and scrub it top to bottom. It's just a good idea to do it occasionally. And Swampy is due next week, so I need to get it done this week. And then these are a couple of other little prints that I got at Joann's. I just thought they would be cute for finishing. So that was my Joann's haul. Since last we visited, I've had several, I don't remember, I may have shown some of these. But I belong to Silks For You Silk of the Month Club. And these were the February silks. Really pretty spring Easter egg colors. Love them. And it is 5 10-meter skeins of 6-stranded silk, spun silk, for $21 a month, including shipping. And you cannot beat that with a stick. I believe these are the March ones, maybe. Nope, these are January. So again, if I've shown them, I apologize. I don't think I did, but you know, I've slept. I could be wrong. Other nice soft colors. This is coming across looking very green. It's not. It's a very pale butter yellow. This also looks green on here. It's not. It's a tannish, taupey tan color, as is this one. And for some reason, the color is terrible. This is nowhere near as pink as what it looks on here. It's a pale tangerine, washed out tangerine color. They're very pretty. Again, that looks way greener than what it really is. Sorry, I'm trying to keep them nice. Silks snag easily on stuff, so I do keep them in their little bags until I put them away in my box of silks. And then these just came today. These are the March silks. They are, that actually is relatively true, maybe showing up a little bit darker than what they are. They are a pretty bluey green color, ranging from very pale to showing up a little bit darker than what it is, but they're very, very pretty. So again, I love Joe's Silk, and they are a great deal. I will link her website down in the show notes when I get a chance to do the show notes. That might be tomorrow. But I don't know if she has any openings in her club, but if she does, they are well worth the price. Okay. Moving right along. While we're doing fibers, I had a market order with the shepherd's needle in Little Rock. And I got most of the new Classic Colorworks sampler or gassed and Weeks flosses. She was out of a couple of them, but I got most of them. And they're all really, really pretty colors just to add to my stash. It's kind of the last of my kitten money hurrah with Market, because I won't have kittens for, you know, it'll be, if they're born next week, it will be 4 months after that before they're sold. So I won't have any kitten money coming for a while. I also got some linens. These were from Teresa at Kitten Stitcher. This is 40 count Confederate Gray from Weeks. It's on the Zweigart base. This is 40 count Rustic Driftwood, and I don't know who the dyer is on that. If anybody has a question, I can probably look it up. .40 count Cherry Cordial. I think this is one of Teresa's hand dyed. Either she or her son's. This is one of them. It is a little bit darker than what it's showing up. It's a very pale rose. And then this one is also dyed by Teresa or one of her sons. This is 40 count Earl Grey. And it's maybe not quite as gray as what it's showing up. They've got a wonderful hand, wonderful feel to them. So those go into my stash. And I did get 2 colors of flosses from her. These are gas limited edition flosses that Anne did not have in stock at the Shepherd's Needle. The Shepherd's Needle is a wonderful shop. Boy, I have even knocked over a lamp. I'm on a roll. There we go. Anyway, wonderful shop. I will link them down below. They are super, super helpful. I'm going to do these didn't come from the Shepherd's Needle. But I will also link this shop. This is an Etsy shop. I don't remember the name of it right now. Bet's White, I think. I'll link it below. These are wool, what do you call it? Brain spell, Lord. Needle felted, that's it. There are needle felted wool eggs that can be embroidered on. And I thought those were super cute. I got 2 6-packs. So I've got a dozen. I got a dozen eggs, y'all. I don't have chicken, so this is the only way I can get them. Anyway, my plan is that by next Easter, I will have embroidered something on some of those. So, anyway. And then, Lordy, y'all. Well, this isn't market haul, so we'll do it real quick. I think this probably came from the same Etsy shop as the eggs, but I am not positive, and I can link it below also. This is a wool applique pattern. I just thought that was really pretty. And it came with, you know, all the patterns. I don't have a huge stash of wool, but I have some. So my plan is to eventually get that done. And then, Lord, what a mess. Oh, one other linen. This was, I belong to Michelle Farm Goods. Her Farm Girl, is it Farm Girl Loves Goats now, maybe? Anyway, Farm Girl Dry Goods. I belong to her Patreon. And once a quarter, she does a hand-dyed linen that she dyes herself. That is not as green as what it looks. It's more of a true grayish color. It's not as green. Anyway, this is a 40 count that she hand dyed. I like the feel of her linens also. She does a great job with that. And that was my quarterly linen from that. And then she includes a couple of skeins of floss. These are a couple Weeks Dye Works flosses that she included. And she knows me because they're pinks. I don't think I showed this last time. This is also from Michelle from her shop. And I will link her below also. It's adorable. It's like a little wool cake. Comes with all the pieces, parts. She had them for Valentine's Day. I don't know that she has them anymore. Her kit included the little pedestal, that this ceramic pedestal that this is on, which I have put away somewhere. It's safe. Probably safe for me, which may or may not be a good thing. And then Market. Yes, I lost my mind. But hey, it comes but once a year, right? So we'll just go through these fairly quickly. This is Honey Faire from October House. And I love bee stuff. And I thought that was really cute. So I got a couple of Stacy Nash. Oh, I don't know where the other one is right now. Actually, I have several others that are still on order. This is the Velvet Parsnip Needle Book. I love that rabbit on there. So cute. Love it a lot. Let me see if I can find the other Stacy Nash here real quick. Yep. That may be one of the ones that was on back order and I didn't get. It's coming eventually. From Brenda Gervais. I've loved this since I saw somebody showing it off, so I had to have that. This is Every Opening Flower, and that is a beautiful sampler. Beautiful. It's her original work, and it is gorgeous. If you want to see that finished, Lisa Smith, Kindred Stitcher, has, and a lot of other people, have finished that fairly recently, and it is just gorgeous. Also from Brenda Gervais, this is something or other. Spring Awakens. I like the rabbits. This was my favorite Brenda Gervais. The robins are here. Too cute. And I don't know if you notice in the basket with the bunnies, there's a little robin down here in this basket. So I think those will make very cute companion pieces. This I had to have. This was a market exclusive from Plum Street Samplers called This I Know. And if my son, God love him, and Claudia, my daughter-in-law, who says she wants babies, if they make me some more grandbabies, this will be a birth sampler. I love it. I think it's beautiful. Just love it. From Pansy Patch Quilt and Stitching. This is a Summer Garden at Cranberry Manor. And I just think that's really, really pretty. It looks a lot like a blackbird to me. And I love blackbird design, so her designs appeal to me a lot. She's got several Lori, I don't remember her last name, but Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitching. You can find her on Instagram, and I love her pattern. She's got several of these that are very similar that are very, very pretty. Like I've mentioned before, I love everything that Annie Beez does. And this is Channing Street, which is a 100th release for her. And it's just a beautiful original sampler. I love it. I like the satin stitching on the berries here on the border. I like all the animals down here. I like the willow trees. I just think it's beautiful. From the Blue Flower, this is the Glad Sun. In all of my grandiose plans this year, I am hoping to finish, I started Night Walks Down as a New Year's start, I think 2021, maybe 2020, I think 2021. But I'm hoping to finish that, and when I do, this is the companion piece to it. It's very pretty. I would like to do it also. I am a Shepherd's Bush sucker. This is a sweet little kit. Comes with the linen and the floss, called Where We Dwell. I just like that a lot. Almost all of these came from the Shepherd's Needle in Little Rock. This is Virtue Leads. It is from Chessie and Me. I like a lot of her patterns. I think that's very pretty too. This was perhaps one of my favorite market releases, and I hadn't seen anybody posting anything about this. And when I was looking through Farm Girl Dry Goods shop, she had this. And it is, I'm going to say this word wrong, a needle etui. That's probably wrong. But it's a larger needle book kind of thing. And I think it is just gorgeous. You can see, you know, several parts to be stitched to it. I love that. That needed to come home with me. I think I saw Kindred Stitcher had also got that, and I'm hoping to see her working on that. And then I had a couple of Teresa Kogut patterns. This was part of her, what do you call it, Patreon last year. I saw Lisa stitching this. I love it. This is called Beauty Fades by Teresa Kogut. I am not sure that I will do, this top band doesn't appeal to me a whole lot. I may just do it from the alphabet down. We'll see. But I really, really like that a lot. And then this was also a market release for Teresa Kogut, and this is called The Egg Collector. And I just like that rabbit snipping those eggs off. Very pretty. I have coveted this one since I saw it. I saw somebody showing it off when they got it. This was a country sampler, part of their Threads of History club. And this is a kit. I don't belong to that club, but Laura Duet with Brenda and the Serial Starter posted that she was going to be selling hers, and I could not message her quickly enough. So thank you, Laura. I love it. I'm looking forward to stitching this. I think it is so pretty, and it's beautiful. It's only got, I think, 5 colors. It's so pretty. Love it. And then lastly, I've been on Etsy. This is from the Wishing Thorn. This is called Mon Coeur, My Heart. And I just think those are really pretty birds. Actually, she's not on Etsy. She has her own website. Follow her on Instagram. I will try to remember to link her below also. I'm just a big fat liar because this didn't come from Etsy either. This came from brain fart. I'll link it below. Michaela. And 1885 stitchery maybe. But this is Merrily Beams Feed the Birds. And I think that's really cute. This is Autumn Bouquet. This one is an Etsy purchase. Autumn Bouquet from Heartstring Samplery. Really, really pretty. I will also link her shop. And then a couple more. These are wool applique. She had a sale where I think they were $2.99 a piece. So those came home with me. Well, I downloaded them, however you want to say that. And then I had some generosity. I won a giveaway from Mouse Potato Designs. This is Crochet a Go-Go. I think it's just called Spring in the City. Very pretty. Now, I probably won't do all those French knots like Mouse Potato Designs does. I wish, I'm just not that enamored of French knots. I love the way it looks, but no. And I don't work in a hoop, which would make that difficult. But that's really pretty. And I will link her shop also. She's got lots and lots of really, really pretty designs. I think that that's the end. I want another go-go. I'm having a stroke apparently. I won another giveaway from Priscilla and Chelsea, but I have not printed that one off yet. But I'll show that one next time, hopefully. And hopefully I'll be back. You know, my plan is always a couple of weeks. I'm good at planning. I am not so good at following through. But anyway, I plan to be back in a couple of weeks. Part of when kittens arrive and all that will play into that, and however much sleep Tucker lets me get. Where'd you go, little boy? Oh, he got out of the bed and went lay down over there on the tile where it's cooler. Real quickly, we'll do some giveaways. First one will be for Plum Street Samplers. This is the day, and I would like you to use the word rejoice, R-E-J-O-I-C-E, if you'd like to win that one. This one, Stitch or Die from Heartstring Samplery. Let's use the word, pincushion for this one. P-I-N-C-U-S-H-I-O-N. And then lastly, from Annie Beez, Garden Faire. And let's use the word garden. You don't have to make a sentence using them, just use the words. I will use those words to search in the random comment picker for for who wins. So, garden, pincushion, rejoice. I look forward to seeing y'all again soon. I'm so glad you came to visit with me. And until I do see you, y'all have a wonderful time stitching. Enjoy spring. God bless y'all. I look forward to seeing you soon. God bless. Bye-bye.